And as we go hurtling forwards towards end stage capitalism, which is really only going to end one way, and that is with a loud, resounding thud as all forward momentum finally stops and we hit the very solid floor that's called reality. Here you go. Amazon drivers are hanging smartphones in trees to beat the competition because of course they are. Look, actual cell phones in actual trees. People are just leaving cell phones in trees. It's a jungle out there for Amazon delivery drivers. Ha ha ha. Jungle, I see what you did there. Who've started hanging smartphones in trees next to dispatch stations in the Chicago suburbs to get a leg up on rivals. As part of the new, quote, green trend, which was also spotted at area Whole Foods, workers go out on a limb to take advantage of proximity-based software used by firms to dole out delivery gigs. Oh, good Lord, the puns. The puns. Oh, they just don't stop. Apparently the New York Post now has like a minimum number of dad jokes they have to put into every article. Yeah, that's really increasing my desire to turn to you for future breaking stories. Quote, they're gaming the system in a way that makes it harder for Amazon to figure it out. A wireless industry expert told the outlet. They're just a step ahead of Amazon's algorithm and its developers. To get a split-second jump on the competition, the work-starved drivers sync their primary cell phones to a second one, dangle it from a branch, and wait nearby. The low-hanging hack allows them to get assignments before the other drivers, who may be as close as 1 block away from the company buildings, according to experts and people familiar with the situation. Oh, that's great. That's great. So this whole thing is because, again, we are at end stage capitalism, and now the working class has essentially been reduced to crabs in a bucket. If you've never seen a bunch of crabs in a bucket before, what happens is they all try to climb on top of each other, and then they reach for the top of the edge of the bucket so they can pull themselves out of the bucket. The other crabs see a crab above them and try to use them to climb up. And then they take their claws and go, and they try to climb up the one crab, and then they all fall back into the bucket. Crabs in a bucket. That's what's happening to the working class. Now, because there's so few jobby jobs out there, because apparently you can't just go outside and go to the magic job tree and pick a magic job off of there and, go to Jobbyville with your new job, since apparently that's not a thing. What's going on is that all the crabs in a barrel are sitting around fighting each other over the scraps from Jeff Bezos' lunch table. Now, of course, I am already going to assume that all of these drivers are, quote, gig drivers or contract drivers, which means they're not employees, which means they're not paid a salary, which means they're not paid benefits, which means they're responsible for their own insurance, both health insurance and insurance on whatever vehicle they're using. They have to pay for their own fuel or, their own card to use the metro system. I'm going to guess that that's what's going on here. The work-starved drivers are resorting to the extreme measures, in some cases to score a $15 delivery routes amid a coronavirus pandemic-ravaged economy that's been hit by more than a 10% unemployment rate. Oh, and one of these days people are going to report the difference between the U4 and the U6 unemployment numbers, and y'all are going to be shocked by how many people are actually unemployed at numbers closer to 20%, but I digress. Drivers who aren't hip to the move have taken to social media trying to dig up dirt in their competitors' tactics. Others have complained to Amazon that cheating competitors are rigging the system, prompting a vague response from the company. Yet these are the pictures people like delivery drivers who are parked like a block away are going and taking pictures and putting on the internet, going, why the hell are their phones hanging from the trees? Because they couldn't figure out how come they were getting no calls and there was a tree full of cell phones. Thus, the answer was provided for them. The firm responded it would investigate, but it wouldn't be able to reveal the outcome to its drivers. The firm uses an Uber-like app dubbed Amazon Flex that lets its drivers, who are paid per delivery, use their own cars and work their own hours. They must secure delivery routes via the app. Wow, this sentence. Good Lord, New York Post. The firm uses an Uber-like app dubbed Amazon Flex that lets drivers who are paid per delivery use their own cars. work on their own hours. Yeah. Wow. They make it sound like this is a great gig. Hey, look, work on your own time. Like licking envelopes or delivering the penny saver. This is, maybe selling some Amway. This is, yeah. Turns out I was 100% right. Imagine that. At Chicago area Whole Foods stores where the branch dangling gadgets were spotted, drivers compete for quick delivery grocery orders. The so-called, quote, instant offers require an immediate response from nearby workers and take between 15 and 45 minutes to complete. Amazon declined to comment, and Whole Foods declined to comment. So, apparently, Amazon just wants this story to go away, because of course they do. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how much worse could it possibly get? I mean, there's people like, look, they're hanging cell phones from trees so that they can get $15, because that's where we're at in the lovely economy here in the United States of America. Like, this is now our working class, that they have no benefits, they have no hours, they have no employer, but they have the opportunity to make a lot of money. They just have to hang a cell phone from a tree and then sit around and go like this. Yeah, that's what we call job security here in America. But of course, if you've tuned in before, if I ask you aloud, how could it possibly get worse? The next sentence out of my mouth is, this is how it could get possibly worse. Amazon wins FAA approval for Prime Air drone delivery fleet. That's right. Not only does Amazon not have to pay any of their delivery drivers for their newfangled apps as they try to cut people from finding the new Walmart app, as Amazon goes out of its way to hire as few people as possible, and the ones that they do hire, who are actually on their payroll and they're responsible for, they work into the ground. No. Now, just because you thought it couldn't get worse, Amazon now finally got permission for the government to start flying drones to your house with boxes of shit from Amazon, thus removing all of those delivery drivers who are sitting outside the Whole Foods and all the third stage delivery drivers in America, the ones who are driving the small Amazon vans or their own vehicles that are taking things from the final post office to the final destination, being your house. That's right. We're going to replace delivery drivers with those things right there. Amazon received federal approval to operate its fleet of Prime Air delivery drones, a milestone that allows the company to expand unmanned package delivery. The approval gives Amazon, quote, broad privileges to safely and efficiently deliver packages to customers. Unlike those pesky human drivers who make mistakes. Oh, they're the worst. We got to get rid of them. Yeah. The certification comes under an FAA regulation, which gives Amazon the ability to carry property on small drones beyond the visual line of sight of the operator. Amazon said it will use the FAA certification to begin testing customer deliveries. The company said it went through rigorous training and submitted detailed evidence that its drone delivery operations are safe, including demonstrating the technology for FAA inspectors. We will continue to develop and refine our technology to fully integrate delivery drones into the airspace and work closely with the FAA and other regulators around the world to realize our vision of 30-minute delivery. The company has zeroed in on drone delivery as part of a push to get packages quicker to Prime members. Since last year, Amazon's also invested billions of dollars to transition from 2 to 1 day delivery. Amazon began testing delivery drones in 2013. And, it only took them 7 years. And in 7 years, they are now on the doorstep of realizing their lifelong dream of literally only having to employ 400 people in the entire fucking company. If y'all were wondering how soon it was going to be until the future got here, you just found out. Welcome to the future, everybody. The future is even fewer jobs. But hey, if you're one of the last few people left who has a magical job, at least you know you're going to get your delivery within half an hour dropped right onto your doorstep by an Amazon drone. Yay.